Journalists, like, they were crying because it was so
I
relatable.
think across the board, it's like somebody, kind of telling someone they're obsolete and can't do the one thing they're great at, and that why can't you just write? Why do you have to also do this? Look at me. What about me? Why can't you just be good at what you're doing for whatever your profession is? But I think for writers, it's like, can't you just look at the writing? I think that has to hit home for anyone who writes.
Anyone, yeah. And if you live in New York, so close. Way,
Yes,
way too close.
way too close.
I was wondering, because, when we meet Lee Israel in the beginning of the movie, she is really down her luck. She, she lost her job, she's behind her rent, her cat is sick.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, how did you connect with this character, and did you ever find yourself in a similar situations before you made it big Hollywood?
Oh, for sure. I found so many parts of Lee's life incredibly relatable. I think most people will. I think on first look you think, oh, I'm nothing like that, or I can't relate, and then I think it's the power and kind of joy of this movie is that as you sit and watch, you're like, it's just a human story. It's about loneliness, and I don't know anyone who can't relate to that. And I think I lived in New York from 90 to 97 when I was just trying to figure it out and just try to get enough jobs so I could at least make my rent, which I wasn't always able to do. I mean, you were just scrapping to survive, and I can completely relate to that. And then certainly someone telling someone that the one thing they do so well, they no longer are needed for that. I had to just think quite a bit about what would any of us do if you're pushed into just basic survival mode, which Lee was. What would we do? I think,
Do you remember what jobs did you do back in 1997?
Oh my God. My first New York job was, I was like a hostess at Mama Leone, and I worked a million different restaurants, and I was a nanny, which I really liked all of them. I didn't, the hostess thing I could have let go. But I had fun doing most, but I was always juggling probably 2 or 3 jobs. Plus going, trying to do acting classes and pay for that and everything that went along with it. It was a constant, everybody I was around was constantly juggling, 15 things to just try to do the one thing we love to do.
I loved watching you with Richard both on screen, and I like watching you both on Instagram. You have so much fun.
Look, he's a dream. He's somewhere in a room saying terrible things about me. I keep hearing saying we're having twins, which I'm fine with. He's going to carry them. That's the part he doesn't know, but I look forward to seeing our children.
He's going to be a good mama.
He would be a great mama, yeah.
And talking again about my personal thinking that you will get an Oscar for this role, I was wondering, how often do you get because we see you a lot in comedies, but how often do you get offers to play in drama and a leading part? Because we saw in St. Vincent.
You know what? I approach all scripts the same way. If it's a drama or if it's a comedy, if I love the story, if I think it's a story that really should be told, in the sense of, at least for this one, I was like, it's important for people to watch and to see that people that we become invisible to us shouldn't be, that people are amazing, and to maybe look up and actually see people that you pass and work with or on a train with, actually look at people, because they could be remarkable. They could be Lee. They could be the most fascinating person you've ever met, and that they shouldn't just be dismissed. And for this one, I felt that completely, but I really just go off of the story and the character, and it being a drama or a comedy is secondary to all of it. And even in my comedies, I usually think it's a story about someone pulling up from a bad circumstance, or it's someone who learns to be better, or there's still always a drive in the story and the character that makes me think people should see this. They could relate to it, or maybe it'll make people more tolerant of people that are a little difficult to take, like Lee, to know that they may be prickly on the outside, but we all have our defense mechanisms.